Alright, so I'm going to show how to open up and disassemble this HP, let's see, model 15-BS015DX. Alright, so first what you want to do is remove the battery. So you have these two that are going outwards, you want to push them towards the center. Alright, and that'll pop out the battery and you just pull that out. Alright, after that you want to remove all the rubber feet. So I just used my fingernail. You can use a pry tool, but you just go in the edge and you just pull it up. It has a strong adhesive, just peel it out. Okay, so once you remove all four legs, the two ones towards the back hinge are thicker than the ones down here. They're much thinner. So okay, so once you do that, you get a PH1 screwdriver and remove all the screws. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9, 10. Alright, once you remove all 10 screws, you'll want to take out the CD drive. To remove the CD drive, you only had to remove this one screw if you wanted to just remove the CD drive. Alright, then you do that, you just pull out the CD drive just like that. Alright, after you do that, we're going to flip the computer over. Oh, don't lose the rubber pieces. Okay, open up the screen, do it slowly because some of the hinge screws are now removed. Alright, I always like to press and hold the power button for about 15 seconds to drain any power. That way when you open it up, you won't cause any damage. Alright. Okay, so this one, what we're going to do is the charge port is actually bad. The middle piece actually broke off, so we are going to be replacing that. Okay. So once you held down the power button, what you want to do is in the front here, if you can, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a groove or a gap here. So you need to get your pry tool. I just use my fingernails, but the easiest way is you get your fingernails between that gap, and then with your thumbs on the back, you just push it while you pull with your fingernails, just like this. Okay. All right, and you just go around the edges, go around the side. Okay, oops, sorry, it's sliding around. Normally I do this in my lap so it would be easier, but I'm trying to show this on camera, so just go like that. All right, let's go around the other side. Okay, same thing, just go like that all the way around. Okay, I'm going to close this to make it a little bit easier for me. Alright, now that we got that, these inside edges are a little tricky, but you need to, let's see, I forgot how this pops up. So there is like a little clip here. Let me see if I can get the rest of it if this won't come out, and then usually you can wiggle that out. Right, so we got all of this out. We got all of the front. Oops, sorry, it's going off camera. Alright, so we got all of the front out. Let's zoom out a tiny bit. Okay, now we're going along the side here. The CD drive area is also always tricky. You have to be careful or you might end up breaking this plastic piece off. If you can, what you want to do is pull this plastic bar outwards. Looks like that's how the clip is holding. So if you can, it doesn't want to move. Might have to use my lap for this. Okay, so let's go this way. Pull this up. There we go. So I'm kind of pulling it outwards as I'm prying this up. I mean, if you do break this off, it's not that big of a deal, but I mean, it's usually better not to break stuff, of course. Alright, so now that I have a little bit of it up, I'm using my thumb to push this plastic piece outwards, like I was saying earlier, just like that. Okay. So now that we got all of those out, like I was saying earlier, you should be able to lift this up and kind of wiggle it around. You might have to hold the back here down and then kind of wiggle it like this, and then the cover will come off. Alright, so that's how you remove the cover on this model. Alright. Okay, so as for the inside, you got 2 slots for RAM. There's only 1 stick in there, so if you want, you can upgrade it. Your model might be different, so you might want to open it up and check, but this is an 8 gig PC4 2400T stick of RAM. I don't know if you can, let me zoom in and focus on there, right? 8 gigs PC4 2400T. So if you want to upgrade, you can get another 8 gig stick and have 16 gigs total, and that should make your computer a little bit faster. The biggest upgrade I would recommend is putting an SSD. So right now there's a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive. You can upgrade this to an SSD. To remove this, you just take this one screw out. Okay, since I just need to replace the charge port, I'm not going to do a complete disassembly of this thing. But yeah, once you remove that screw, you kind of pull it up slightly, just very little, and then you kind of wiggle this and pull it back, okay? Just like that. And then you can replace the hard drive. You do want to transfer this bracket over to the new hard drive or SSD. Another thing you can do if you want, because this does have an M.2 slot, it doesn't say if it's PCIe NVMe or M.2 SATA. I would assume it's M.2 NVMe, but you probably want to look around online to find the answer to that. They didn't. Doesn't look like they labeled this, so I don't know. I don't know which slot this. I don't know where this white piece of plastic came from. I'm gonna have to find out where this white plastic thing came out of. I think it's from the charge port. Oh yeah, I think that's from the charge port. So this little thing sticking out actually is supposed to go in the charge port. I don't know why this thing fell out. I'm actually guessing. I'm pretty sure it goes for the charge port, but does it go there? Okay. I think this, for some reason, this plastic fell out. I don't know why, but maybe when my customer was rough with it, it broke. I'm gonna probably have to do this off camera because it's hard to hold this in view and put this back in properly. All right, there we go. So just like that. This plastic piece is supposed to be kind of have a melted piece of plastic holding it in place, but it broke off somehow. So I don't know, but yep. We'll set that aside. Maybe I should add some super glue to hold this in place actually. Okay, I'm gonna do that real quick. So we'll take some super glue. This most likely isn't going to be something you need to repair, but I'll do it anyways. Because, yeah, I don't think this will break on many people's computers. Alright, so grab that. Let's drop it back in. Line it back up. Right. I'm going to just hold it in place so that the super glue can set. Super glue, you want to hold it for about 15 to 30 seconds. But anyways, while I'm holding on to this, you got all these cables. So there's the USB port and the LED. Oops, sorry, let me zoom back out. So you got the cable here for the USB ports and the LEDs on this side. To remove those, you just flip up this little latch. Once you do that, you can pull the cable out, and then when you want, put it back in, put the latch back down. Same thing goes for this hard drive connector. So if you accidentally break this SATA connector, you can replace that. There's the cable and there's a little board. Same thing with the optical drive. There's a cable here. Here's the hard drive connector if you want to replace the hard drive. The keyboard. But the keyboard is held in place with melted plastic, so you're going to be better off replacing the whole keyboard assembly. Alright, then you got the trackpad cable that goes to the trackpad buttons. The trackpad button cable goes into the logic board or the motherboard. Then you got the CMOS battery or the BIOS battery. To remove these batteries, you kind of just use a screwdriver, push it inwards, and then pop it up. I don't want to take it out because it will reset the BIOS, and I don't want to do that. Alright, then we got the speakers here. So the cable runs along the bottom, connects the other speaker. Let me see if this glue is set. Okay, that holds in place now. See, so that's holding on nicely. Alright, so if you need to replace the speaker for some reason, to do that, to remove the cable, I just go on both sides of the wings and then you kind of just wiggle the connector. Just keep wiggling it, pulling left, right, left, right. Alright, you don't want to just pull straight down or you can break the connector, but you just keep wiggling this connector and eventually it will pop out just like that. Okay, I'm going to push it back in. Alright, CPU is soldered to the board, you can't replace it. Yep, but you can redo the thermal paste if you want, just 4 screws. The fan, let's see, is it held in with screws from the other side? Oh no, okay, it's not. So there's cables on top that are blocking it, but yeah, this side's not screwed down. You got this cable here for the fan, which comes out like the speaker cable. You got this cable, I think is for the power button. And then you got the DC jack cable here, which I'm going to have to take out. And because of that, I will actually show how to remove the wireless card. The wireless card actually only has one antenna here. So to pop that out, just go underneath. And then at the tail, you want to pop up the tail, okay? So you pop up the tail. You don't want to pop up the front, and it'll pop out like that. To put it back, you just line it back up and push it back down. But I'm going to take out the wireless card. We'll remove the one screw here. Once you do that, the thing pops up. Then you just grab it and pull it back. Alright, we're going to replace the charge port. So what you do, same like the speaker connector. Just get your fingernails like this, or you can use some pry tools or whatever, tweezers. And then once you wiggle it back, it should come out. Alright, so let's get this cable out. This cable's super long. Hopefully you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm just routing the cable out from where it's going under all these areas. Okay. And then we are going to have to lift up the hinge here. The LCD cable or the LVDS connector, this is for the screen. If you want to remove it, you peel up this tape. Right, I'm not going to remove this. You want to kind of peel it back like this. Don't pull up or you can damage this connector here. Alright, let's see how they did the tape here. Okay, just like that. Okay, so this connector, it actually has the solid kind of plastic things off to the side. So for this, you kind of want to do the wiggling maneuver to remove it. It's hard to see. I don't think you can actually see it in camera, but if I peel back this tape, you can see the connector extends out. Let me zoom in a little bit and see if you can actually see that. Oops. Yeah, I don't think you can see it, but the connector here, it has the wings that you can use to pull it back. Alright, but anyways, I'm going to leave that down unless I need to remove it. Let me try and remove the hinges here. Oops, sorry. Let's zoom back out. So I'm going to remove the 2 hinge screws. Alright, the outer ones. And hopefully that, oh no, this screw here is broken, the screw mount. So I'm going to have to fix that. Alright, so let's see if I can lift the hinge up even though that thing is broken. What I like to do to remove that, let's zoom back in, oops, is I'll lift up and open the screen slightly. Okay, you want to be careful because the screws aren't holding it. So I slide my hand back closer to the hinge so that way I can pull the hinge itself up. Alright, and then I put the screen back down. And when that happens, the hinge should come up. I don't know why the fan is lifting up with it. Oh, I guess the screw is in the hinge itself. Interesting. So I might have to remove this stuff. I'm going to disconnect the fan cable here. So I'm just going to wiggle this and pull it back. Just wiggle it. There we go. And then we are going to lift the hinge up and out of the way. Let's see if I have to move some other cables. Okay. So I'm going to undo the cabling for the LVDS or LCD cable. Alright, so we want to unroute it. Actually, let me unplug this cable. If you unplug this cable, make sure that you held down the power button after removing the battery. Okay, so anyways, just like the other ones, you just wiggle this connector just like that. Alright. Now let's unroute it. Sorry if my head gets in the way. It's hard to do this without looking over the top. Right, just like that. Here you can see the fan connector, so maybe I'll just remove this screw. Okay, and take the fan out with it. Alright, just like that. Alright, hopefully that one's not broken too. Oh, that one is broken too. So the fan's not supposed to come up with it. The plastic thing that holds it is actually broken. Okay, so let's lift the hinge up out of the way. I will have to glue these pieces back in so that way they stay in place. There's lots of little broken bits in here, so let's see here. I'm gonna grab my tweezers. I got some better tweezers, so tweezers that came with it weren't that great. They're better than the super cheapy ones I had, but they're not really good. Alright, so here this piece actually came out. I'm gonna have to use my needle nose pliers to hold it in place and then tighten the screw, and then I'm gonna add some glue later to fix this, because this might be why they ended up breaking their charge port. Okay, so tighten that up, and then we'll remove the charge port. So the charge port, you kind of just pull it up. There are clips, it looks like, that are holding it down. Oh, there's also lots of broken plastic and stuff here that I need to take out. And I'm removing the broken plastic bits. Alright. Okay, but here you won't be able to see it, I don't think. But for the charge port here, there is a little clip. Let me see if I can move this out of the way. There's a little clip that holds it in place, so you do need to pull this aside and then lift it up. That clip actually looks like it's broken as well, but once you remove that, then you can pull this up. Okay, so there we go. Make sure when you put the new one back that you have it the right way, that these gold pins do face up. Don't plug it in upside down into the charge port socket. All right, so here's a closer look at the broken charge port. You can see the exposed pins. I will get out the replacement one and show you the difference. Let me make sure all these cables line up so I know I'm getting the right one. All right. And okay, yeah, so this is how it should look inside. You should have that plastic piece. All right, so now we're going to put this back. Sadly, I'm going to have to repair a bunch of stuff inside here, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, let me see. This thing is kind of going to be tricky to put back. So I am going to have to put some epoxy, but basically to put this back, you just do everything in reverse. The epoxy thing is going to be kind of a long thing to do, so I'm not going to record that because that'll make this video way too long. But basically I get some JB Weld, put it around the screw here, and then I push the thing back down. Same thing with this one, because this side broke as well for the speaker. I'm gonna have to actually put the screw in for this, not the speaker, the fan in first, and then yeah, this kind of sucks. It's end up being a lot more work than I thought to fix this computer, but yeah. So hopefully this video helped you. If it did, please like and subscribe, because that'll help others find this video. Thank you for watching. If you're not sure how to put it back, just rewatch the video and try and do the steps in reverse, and that should get your computer back all together. All right. Again, for the hard drive, there is an M.2 slot, but I don't know if it supports M.2 PCIe NVMe or just the SATA ones. I don't know how you would be able to tell. The smaller one does have 5 pins, if that tells you what it is. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.